Hey guys, let's talk a little bit. So we have had an apparently confirmed case of the coronavirus with some of our church members. So a couple of things that this brings up. Number one, we got some folks that are needing prayer and also some service. Maybe just some people to be ready to, bring them groceries and run out and get their meds, as you guys have been doing for other people and so on. So anyway, be ready to spring into action if there's anything that we can do to help these guys, because there's multiple people in the home, and this is no fun for anybody. So we'll be praying for them for not just health and speedy recovery and strength to fight the virus and all that kind of stuff, but also good time with the Lord and growth and, feeding and spiritual peace and things like that in a time when they would rather be pretty much doing anything other than what they're doing, which is just going to be in bed sweating it out for a couple of weeks. So I'm keeping their names out of it, obviously. That's private medical information, but they can divulge their IDs if they want to, and you'll see this coming across the prayer chain in a little bit if you're on that. So now with that also though, I'm sure there are going to be a bunch of questions about if this changes anything for the church. So let me talk about that for a minute. Not because the organizational side is our primary responsibility. These guys are the people are more important than the organization, because the people are the actual church. And so I want to do like Galatians 6 says, and do good to all people, and especially those of the household of God. So we'll start with the sick, and then now let's talk about the rest of the organization here. How are we organizing stuff? Well, I'll tell you this, that the regulations or the guidelines that have been in place that we've been following are there for a reason, and it's because of stuff like this. We've been expecting and even talking about a potential second wave. If you see the video that we put up with Dr. Josh Lum, I think last week, it's all kind of blurring together at this point, but if you see that video, it was like, hey, are we getting a second wave? I think he called it a second surge or something, and he was like, yep, probably, we're looking for that. So let's keep practicing all of our precautions and the hand washing and the, don't touch your face and handle the grocery store and Home Depot this way and so on. So all of that stuff is still in place. In a sense, it's like, okay, we saw this coming. This is not a surprise, but we do need to act accordingly as individuals. So while not a whole lot needs to change on the church-wide level, I just want to tell you guys as individuals that, we really do care about your well-being. But as a church, we're not medical professionals, right? We don't know what to tell each of you about the best way to handle your well-being. So you do, right? And that is something that's been entrusted to you, is care for the health of you and your household. If you've got questions about what you ought to be doing as far as gathering or not gathering or whatever, then I'll just give you kind of the old answer, consult your physician. And the CDC guidelines are, they've been pretty reasonable actually, and we've been, just leaning on those. So we're going to be gathering outside again, and the forecast just looks beautiful for Sunday, so I'm really looking forward to that. So you can bring your lawn chairs if you want to show up, but just please hear me, no pressure to do so. And look, I know that some of you guys are like, okay, this doesn't change anything, because again, I'm still going to the grocery store and the drive-thrus and the Walmart and whatever else, and so you know the virus is out there, and this doesn't change a whole lot for you. Some of you, though, maybe it should, and I'm just saying this out of love, not as a professional, but I get the vibe, and I'm working with very little information here, but I get the vibe from talking to some folks just because we're so sick of the shutdown, and we're so tired of not being able to gather in an incarnational ministry. Like that's the Christian message. It's like this thing takes on flesh, and when you can't have bodily proximity with people, it's maddening, not just as people, but also as Christians. It's in our spiritual DNA. And so I think there are probably some of you guys that are like, look, the worst of it's over, and I don't care. I'm getting together with people. Well, let me tell you, if this is the second wave, I don't know if this is what we're seeing or not, but the worst of it may not be over. And so please continue to protect yourself. Like, just do me a personal favor and make sure that what you're doing for your own health is wise and not too cavalier, because I kind of like you guys, and I want you to be healthy and to be around a while, okay? So anyway, like I said, not a whole lot needs to change on the church angle, but there is a lot of individual responsibility here to just keep taking care of ourselves. And I just want you to know, you've got your pastor's full support on whatever you need to do. In fact, you may not know about this, but when this whole shutdown thing first started, me and then one of my kids, we got sick. And at the time, it was right at the beginning, and we didn't know like all of the symptoms and everything like that. Like, what is this the big one? Is this the coronavirus? And so everything had gone digital at that point. So it was really easy for us to isolate for a couple of weeks, and I got to keep putting up digital content, right? So half of you guys never even knew that I was in quarantine. But yeah, for over 2 weeks, I was I was doing that. So I'm saying this as somebody who is saying, hey, follow me as I follow Christ. Let's take care of the temple that is our bodies. It's the only one He's given us, right? So anyway, I just wanted to get you guys in the loop with as much information as you need, whether you've been at West Richland or Benton City. I want you guys to take this under consideration and just act wisely in society. The specifics that I've got are, again, not many, but this family, this person that tested positive and their family were here, and I saw them here, back in the corner, staying away from people, minding their own business, that kind of stuff. But it was on May 31st was the service that they were at. So if you need to calculate when you should start, isolating from what point and things like that, if that's something that you're thinking about, that's the information that we've got. So anyway, yeah, be in prayer and ready to serve people. And if you're somebody that is not worried about dropping something off at their house, you're not worried about your own level of exposure there, obviously not going in, but just bringing something to them, then it may be good for you to reach out to me and just say, hey, I'm ready for whatever, and we will get these people served. So all right, guys, I hope that's enough information for you to formulate wise decisions for you and your home, because that's about all the information I got. And beyond that, I would direct you towards your medical professionals from there. But I'm really looking forward to when all of this is over and we can gather together without worrying about hurting ourselves or others if we've got weak immune systems or something like that. So this whole cluster of considerations that has become a daily and weekly thing for us, I'm really looking forward to where that's not a barrier between us gathering with each other anymore. But while we're in this phase, let's do it well and be godly about it. All right, we'll see you guys as soon as possible.